By the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what restorative exercise you can do to help with your post-C-section recovery, even immediately after having your surgery. Welcome back, mamas. In this video series, I'm talking all about exercise and C-section. The what, where, when, how, why, and I'm answering all of your questions. So if you've got questions about exercising with a C-section, please put them in the comments below and I'll make sure to answer them in an upcoming video. Now, in the last video, I talked about the when you can exercise. So you can check out that video here. I'll put the link in the description box below. But today we're talking about the first exercise to start with. That's between, right after you had your operation up until your doctor tells you you've got the go-ahead to exercise. So this is the restorative core exercises. It's restorative breathing for you to get strong and just rehabilitate your body from the inside. So let's get into how to do that. So the first thing that we want to do is breathe correctly. And I know it sounds funny because that's what we do all day long to stay alive is breathe, but we want to get out of that shallow and restrictive breathing that we may have become accustomed to during pregnancy, or that we may have now because we're on heightened alert and we're moms and we're always, got stress. So this is really important to start with, because in pregnancy, our breathing muscle, which is our diaphragm, it's not moving as far down as it would if we were not pregnant, okay? Because we got baby and big belly and it's just not as, it's just kind of restricted. So we want to be retraining that breathing pattern and just breathing properly again. So here's how we can start. So I'm just seated on the ground. You can sit on your bum. I just like to kind of sit on my heels. And I want you to place one hand on your rib cage, and then I want you to place one hand on your belly. And I just want you to close your eyes and tap into your breath. And I want you to think about what's happening to your hands every time you inhale and every time you exhale. When you inhale, our diaphragm is moving down, and so our rib cage should expand out. And every time you exhale, our rib cage softens. So inhale, air comes in, ribs come out. Exhale, rib cage softens. So you might want to try this in front of a mirror even. You can place your hands like this. And when you inhale, you can kind of see how my hands move apart on the inhale to allow the air in, and soften to allow the air out. And it's not a belly breath. I call this like a 360 kind of expansion of your whole rib cage. So you should be breathing into your ribs around your whole body. Now, what I see a lot of times with a lot of moms is that we are breathing up here, really shallow. We've got so much to do. And we're carrying babies and we got so much housework to do. And we're just really, really stressed. Or we've got our shoulders up into our ears, and that's just not really good for our breathing mechanics either. We've got our shoulders up here where it's increasing our stress levels, and it's also not allowing us to breathe fully. So when we're doing this kind of breathing, I don't want you to think of it as a belly breath. So we don't want to be breathing into our bellies. We don't want that either. I want you to be expanding in your rib cage and softening. And so we're not bringing the air up here, it's staying lower. So yeah, your belly is gonna move, and yes, your rib cage is going to move laterally as well. Next, I want you to come on down to the ground and do this with me. So I like to do this seated, but also on the floor to show you the proper form, because a lot of people, we have their rib cage like flared up like this. They got like a tunnel under here. We don't want that. So we want to bring our rib cage down, and we're in nice neutral position here. Also with your head, you don't want to have your head too far back, just gently down. Now, I want you to place those hands, actually this is why I've brought my top up, so you can kind of see my belly moving. So I'm going to inhale, my rib cage expands. Exhale. Paying attention to what's happening up here. You're not bringing too much air like this. We don't want that to happen. See how it's almost like I'm sucking in here? We don't want that. So every time you inhale, think of this as like a balloon filling up with air. And I find in our society, we're so, a lot of us, we suck in when we inhale. And that's exactly the opposite of what we should be doing. We should be bringing that air in and letting our bellies expand. And on the exhale is when our bellies soften. So when you're in this position, I want you to be totally relaxed. I want you to unclench your jaw. So bring your teeth apart. I want you to check in with your eyebrows. Are you in a frown? We don't want to be frowning. And I want you to check in with your pelvic floor muscles. So those are the muscles in your vagina. Are you gripping them? Do you feel like you're really, really, really tight? Almost like, you know, when you're trying to stop the flow of urine. You just want to relax everything because this breathing is going to help train our pelvic floors. Our diaphragm, that's our breathing muscle, is best friends with our pelvic floor muscle. So we want to have them all working together with this nice, gentle breath. So let's go for 10 breath cycles here. I just want to give you the space to do this. So inhale. So everything in this breath should be moving. Your rib cage is moving, your belly is moving. Back here, you can feel your rib cage pressing to the ground every time you inhale. So this breath is so important to retrain all of our deep core muscles. And I'm not talking our abs. I know everybody talks about our abs. That's superficial for now. I'm talking about all the deep transversus abdominis. This is a deep core muscle that wraps around our whole torso and around our back. Our diaphragm, our pelvic floor muscles, all these are our core muscles. We need to retrain them after having a baby. So what we're doing is we are breathing to send signals from our brain to our core to be functioning as they should after having a baby. And I know that feeling your rib cage expand out is not easy. It's not going to just happen right away. We do need to work on it. So we're not going to force it, but take the time every day, whether it's when you wake up or before you go to sleep, to just check in with your breath, relax, bring those shoulders down, and think about breathing through that rib cage properly and not sucking in, not holding, without clenching your jaw, without frowning, and without holding your pelvic floor muscles tight. I know this all takes work. It's all practice. But every day you're going to get a little bit better. Comment below and let me know how this feels for you. Does it feel relaxing? Can you feel your rib cage expanding? Are you even breathing properly, or do you notice that you are a chest breather? Let me know in the comments below. So this is the first exercise that you're gonna start with post-operation, even if you are just watching this video months or years after having your operation. This is where you should start to rebuild that foundation and get a strong core. I recommend just taking the time and sitting through doing this gentle restorative exercise 2-3 times a day for 10 to 12 breath cycles. And just take your time and breathe through it. But maybe you're thinking, Denise, there's gotta be something other than breathing that I can do for exercise before my doctor gives me the all clear. Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'll be getting into that in the next video. So make sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell. And no, it's not walking around the block for the millionth time. And if you're looking for a post C-section personalized workout program for you and your body and your needs and your goals, then I am the trainer for you. Please make sure to hit me up below. I'll give you my email address, and let's talk and let's work together in building that strong body that you want. Thanks for watching, and if you've got questions about exercising after having a C-section, please make sure to put them below, because I will be diving into those in the next videos in this series. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.